When I found this dresser on Facebook Marketplace for $20, I knew I had to try and see what was underneath that horrible paint job. So I got started with using my favorite stripping gel. You just apply a thick layer, let it set for about 15 minutes, and then you can scrape the paint right off. But this is when I realized that the top of this dresser was laminate, but the rest appeared to have beautiful wood grain. So I set out to try to remove all of the paint and primer from this gorgeous veneer. Unfortunately, no matter how hard I tried scrubbing with acetone and a wire brush, I just could not get all of the paint out of this beautiful wood grain. I was so sad to give up on my hopes of restoring this piece, but refinishing furniture can be quite unpredictable and you often have to go with plan B, which was, yep, you guessed it, a new paint job. This little section in between the drawers wasn't doing much for me, so I used some leftover trim to fill it in, then a good vacuum, reinforcing this support board with proper pocket hole screws, and filling in the old hardware holes. Then I sanded the whole piece with 180 grit. After adding those trim pieces in between the drawers, I got an idea to try to incorporate that on the drawer faces. So I measured and cut enough pieces to cover the top 2 drawers, and I used wood glue and clamps, making sure to let the drawers dry overnight. I couldn't decide on a color for this piece, so I used my favorite hack. I took a photo of the dresser and asked ChatGPT to come up with some different mock-ups. I ended up going with this one. So I added some mid-century modern legs from Amazon, and it was time to prime. After priming, I noticed a lot of the wood grain showing through, so I went back in with watered down wood filler and sanded that smooth to give a flawless finish. Now here's a little pro tip. Drill your hardware holes before you paint your piece in case you have any damage that you need to fix before your final coats of paint and poly. Next up, I painted the base and legs in this mocha color, but ended up hating it, so I went back in with this black paint and ended up loving that. Then the rest of the piece got several coats of this gorgeous neutral green color, and then a few coats of satin polyacrylic. Then it was time for the final steps, lining and conditioning the drawers, adding new hardware, and staging it for its photo shoot. Just as a reminder, here's the before, and here is the after. Although I am so bummed I wasn't able to save this dresser's beautiful wood veneer, I'm still so happy with how it turned out. It sold for full asking price within a week to a sweet couple that just bought their first home. Comment products for links to all the products I used on this piece, and comment guide for the link to my furniture refinishing guide and course.